Genetic markers point to the possibility that the Americas were inhabited by a mysterious civilization long before the migration from Asia into the Americas took place. The arriving migrants interbred with the existing population and became what we call today the native tribes of the continent. This theory would explain why a genetic marker, the so-called haplogroup X, is being found in Native American but not in Asian populations. Everywhere in the populations of the Andes Mountains we find the same legend of a tall, bearded man with fair skin who appeared coming over the ocean. He arrived in times of great trouble, when the sun had disappeared and floods had devastated Earth. The stranger was a man of incredible knowledge. He was a great architect, scientist, engineer, and mason. He was generous and loving, and taught people how to make a better living for themselves. He was tall, physically strong, and had mythical powers that enabled him to form landscapes and create water springs. He told the people to treat each other with love and respect, and do good for others. One day, a group of people in a village stood up against him and threatened him physically. As he was in danger, the man suddenly fell on his knees and lifted up his hands towards the sky, and instantly a fire appeared from the heavens that engulfed him and the people who had aggressed him. They were so frightened that they dropped all weapons, seeking forgiveness. At his willpower, the fire disappeared, but the bearded man went down to the ocean and stepped into the waves. He promised to come back, but he was never seen again. The people who witnessed his farewell called him Viracocha, which means foam of the ocean. Nobody knows who the Viracocha was. Ancient Spanish documents report that a marble statue of the Viracocha existed once in Kukulcan in Peru. The statue was described as to look like St. Bartholomew's. Other sources said that it looked like St. Thomas. One thing is for sure, whoever he was, the Viracocha was certainly not a Native American, but rather someone of Caucasian appearance. Quetzalcoatl is a Mesoamerican deity. The name originates from Nahuatl language and means feather serpent. Many depictions show him exactly as that. The legends say that Quetzalcoatl arrived coming from the ocean to the land that today is Mexico. He was described as a tall man with light skin and a beard, and as a powerful if also ethereal being. Quetzalcoatl brought the people of the area great knowledge. He was a mathematician, and it is believed that he was the one who gave the Mayas their complex calendar based on his formulas. The Spaniards, who have documented the conquest of America, described the being they had heard of as a man with light skin with a long beard, tall and with a high forehead, with big hazel eyes and physically strong. He refused blood sacrifices and predicated peace. Throughout the continent, Quetzalcoatl was called with different names. In Chichen Itza he was called Kukulcan, and the Quiché Maya called him Cucumatz. Both names again mean feathered serpent. Other names for him were Itzamana and Voltan. All these gods brought culture and knowledge to the people that came in contact with them. All of them came across the ocean, and all of them went back into the waters with a promise to once come back. Is it possible that the parallels in these legends are a mere coincidence? Or do they rely on true facts and real persons? did the Native Americans imagine people of Caucasian appearance long before the first Europeans arrived on the continent? Or is it possible that they had actually seen such people before the arrival of the official discoverers? The abilities of these mysterious people suggest that they were members of an advanced civilization. There was no such advanced civilization on Earth among the known cultures of the times before the arrival of the Spaniards in the Americas. But then where did they come from? Which legendary advanced civilization could have been their home? Modern-day scholars suggest that the Spaniards who documented the conquest of Mesoamerica might have changed the stories told to them in a way that Mesoamerican deities became more and more similar to Europeans. But it is a widely known story that when the Spanish conquistadores under Hernán Cortés de Monroy y Pizarro reached the shores of what is today Mexico, the Aztec king Montezuma and his people went to greet the visitors and honored them as returning gods. If the description of a light-skinned and bearded Quetzalcoatl were the mere fantasy of the Spaniards, why did the Aztecs consider them returning gods?